Hello, guys. It's me. I'm with Sacred Para. I am Sacred Para. And today I'm going to be bringing on House of Echelon. And so I'm going to actually go ahead and page her right now. Let me invite her in. I hope that you guys are having a really good day. Let me see. Typing it in. Goodness. Oh, everybody has to be very happy that today is Friday. Hello, I'm trying to get you in here. This is my second time doing this, so let's see if it goes the way that it should. Hey, my little Curvy, how are you doing today? It says waiting. I know you're on here because I just saw you. So hello, how are you? Magnums 3377 Dream House. Oh, is it not going through? Hello, how are you? Swirl for you. Want me to try it again? Okay. Joined. We're just trying to connect and join together. Let's see here. You are well. Good. I'm doing good too. I'm glad that it's Friday. Actually, I'm just glad to be able to see another day, to be honest with you. Let me try this again. And go right back up here. Send out another request. So I'm glad you guys are joining us today. Hi! I think that we got it. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. I'm so excited about today. How are you doing? You're glad that it's I know you're glad it's Friday.
Absolutely, I am, and I'm excited too. I always have internet trouble. It seems like whenever I go live with somebody, so I ran to grab my iPad real quick, trying to get on there, but my phone finally worked. How are you?
That's no problem. I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. I got my own little mini me today. Gloria, I put her up real quick. So I'm gonna let her sit down. So today we're gonna be talking about storyline, and I'm excited to hear what you got, and just letting it flow. Let it flow. So I guess my first question is, what is your background with writing storylines?
Really, it's nothing to my technique. I just go by, if I watch a lot of TV, especially nowadays, since everybody's kind of quarantined in the house. So I get ideas from that. If we go out for a little bit, splurge maybe to the grocery store or something like that, or at work, little ideas or little statements that somebody may say, or that I may pin off Pinterest or something like that, will create a picture in my mind for me. In my storyline that I have now on my Instagram account, I don't have a lot of detailed stories. I've had that in a previous account that I've had, but it's just
Okay.
for me personally to come up with a lot of dialogue, like a lot of typing and stories. It's just hard for me to keep up with that. I can start off really good, and then I hit a block, and then I just kind of lose interest in that. So I just try to basically tell stories through pictures, basically.
And see, I like that you brought that up because we had spoke last week when I spoke to my little Kirby world. We had discussed about how everyone does their stories different. Like with mine, I do a lot of dialogue with mine. Yeah, she's right there. I do a lot of dialogue with mine, but there's all different kind of ways of being able to present your story. You can present it with just your pictures alone, and that tells a whole lot of detail.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm really glad that you did come on here today, just in order to talk about how we can have different things presented story wise and still be able to get the message out.
Absolutely. Thank
So,
you. Hey, Vicky. Yeah,
hi.
I love this hobby so much, and I see
Hi,
every
dear.
I get inspired by your stories. I get inspired by everybody's stories that I flip through on Instagram. Some people do the same thing. They just take pictures and things like that. I think the first account that drew me into this Instagram, the Dollstagram community, was Doll Time 5. And her pictures were just so simple, and her storylines and everything was so simple, but it told a story with the pictures that she took. And I don't know, I just kind of liked her technique. So
I like that.
I try to emulate that because, like I said, I'm not like everybody, you and other people. I can't, you know, I'm not a good story person like that. I don't. I'm just not good with that.
Well, I think that there's pros and cons to everything. Like with mine, you have, when I'm putting a picture out there, I end up hearing the characters talking, so I end up writing all that down. But then, like, the con part may be someone may not want to read all that. They may just want to be able to see the pictures and then build their own dialogue in their head.
Yeah.
So I think that, both of them had their positive perspectives as far as when it comes to your reader.
Right. I can see that.
So what made you really go the storyline route?
I don't know. I guess I kind of wanted to give my dolls a life. You know what I'm saying? Like bring them to life, so to speak. So just creating a little topic or creating a little phrase and just going from there. I just wanted to give my dolls some sort of life, even though they're plastic. You know what I mean? Like give them life through storyline, basically.
I know with Ivy, like I enjoy Ivy. I enjoy all the characters, but I really enjoy. She's your main character, anyways. But, but she is. I like her. I like her because she's very sophisticated, and she has like her own positive twist on things. Like you very rarely ever see her in a down moment, except for the situation with Titus, which I'll admit, I told you that I was like, I've still got my eyes on him. But I said, I understand. It's okay to forgive. It's good. But I still got my eyes on him. So I enjoy, as you can tell, I keep up with your story. I enjoy how the flow of things go.
Yeah.
Even with hi Barbie Paints, even with the minimal dialogue, because it's still enough, you put emotion into the character.
Thank you.
So that's what I enjoy most. And a shout out to you because you show how to be able to use these 18-inch sets for the 12-inch dolls. Yeah. So I think that's really unique.
I thought when I found them for the price that I did on Mercari for like $20, I thought I'm going to find a way to use this, and I just thought, well, maybe if I prop them up here behind the scenes, you can't see, and make it work. I thought, and I'm still working on some details and things with those two items that I purchased. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't resist the price. And I thought, well, I'm going to make them work in my Dollstagram some way, some form, some fashion. I'm just going to do it.
And I really, like, because that was always my question when I would see some of these sets that was for the 18-inch dolls. Can I use that to go along with my storyline? So I think that that's like a huge plus for what you do with your page, is being able to demonstrate how you can use these bigger sets and still fit your 12-inch doll into there really well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the food truck goes, especially, with the weather getting warm, and how you do that. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Another question. Now, you said that you had a page before. Did you have? Okay, so
the same page or the same Instagram, but I changed the name, and then I had like different dolls be in the focus, and it was a lot of drama in my very first. And it was a lot of drama, and everybody was like oohing and on and like, oh my God, well, what's gonna happen here? And it was a lot of shady business going on there. And I was like, I would get stress from people like, well, what's gonna go on with Beyonce and Kent, and what's gonna go on with this and this and this person? And I was like, oh my God. So I find myself doing shock play, like making a storyline for shock, and then I'd be stumped after that. I didn't know where to go, and it became a lot of work. I'm just I'm just not built that way. It became a lot of work. Um, so I just kind of just said, let me minimize that and break it down. It was a lot for me. Everybody else can do that flawlessly, but I'm just not that type of person.
Well, I'm actually glad that you brought that part up too, because I've experienced that with my storylines where it can become more stressful than what it should, because this is a hobby that we do, regardless if you're getting sponsorship or you're getting, everyone does their thing different. Some people are getting sponsorship and some people are getting this and that, and that's great. But when you do the storyline, it does get more stressful. Yeah. Depending on how intense that you make it. Now, you just had like a lighthearted story and it is not really an intense situation, then it may be easier because you're just doing like photographs of them smiling and they went out to go pick up a burger and they're gonna go home and go to sleep, or Netflix and chill. That's not as hard. But when you have a situation and it's mother-in-law drama or whatever the case is, that's more intense, is more stressful to you on how to be able to get to that point in the dialogue or get to that point with the pictures. And it can be draining. So I think that is something to bring out to those who are wanting to do storylines or who do the storylines, is that the more intense of the situation, the harder it does get. I remember I read someone's storyline, and I mean, like she had very intricate stuff. Paige is just awesome. And she got to a point where she had the husband, I think that he was involved in the affair and he had like financial issues, and it just kind of like stopped. And she said, right now it's just really draining me to write that.
Yeah.
And I haven't really seen her renew the pictures. Well, she renewed it a little bit over the Christmas time. She put a few out there, but I haven't really seen her renew that storyline. And I think it becomes really draining after a while if it's too intense. So that's something that you do have to be cautious of, because you don't want to have your hobby become reality. It's supposed to be an escape from what the real world is, and if it becomes too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I try to keep
Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
I agree. I agree.
A storyline. I think the one that you were talking about, beating up Titus, and a friend of mine on Instagram, she was like, she inboxed me and she was like, "Is this you? Does this pertain? Are you talking about yourself? Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "Bless your heart. No, thankfully. So this is just imagination, reality TV. No, this is not me."
And that, we can only pull so much from our real life. And to a certain extent, you almost want to keep some of your, if not most of your storylines, separate from yourself, so that you don't feel so enmeshed with it. And so it can feel like an escape when I get to my dolls and I get to do my storylines, or if you're just doing random fashion pictures, you don't want to have it be so connected to your own reality that is not a fun situation. Right. But in the same hand, it is still therapy. It is something that you're still able to, allow yourself to heal with, and, help other people heal with your storylines. And I feel that when it does come to storylines, we have that special advantage of being able to bring a healing element versus just putting out random pictures. Not that random pictures don't help, but when you have the storyline, and your readers kind of follow with you more,
right,
then they're able to really grasp whatever it is, something that they're going through.
Right. What you said, it kind of clicked about helping someone, like the stories that you create help someone. I read so much. Now, I think your page is about the mother-in-law issues.
Yes, the last part. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and but when I started it because I was dealing with anxiety, depression. My parents had been past 20 years, but it's still a pill for me to get through some days than others. And so I started this. My husband worked a lot, so I'd be at the house a lot by myself. So, just a random click on eBay, I typed in something, started to type it in wrong, and then Barbie dolls put that. I'm thinking, well, this has been forever since I had a Barbie doll. And I seen one, the the newer ones that came out. I think it was the top model, the red hair, Steffi Face was the first one I bought. And it clicked from there, and it gave me kind of a focus to hone in my stress and my anxiety. So it helped me in that area. And then I found out a couple of years ago that my niece was dealing with the same thing. And Sheila, swirl for you. She wouldn't care about me telling this. She contacted me and asked me how I've dealt with mine, because I would have just horrible panic attacks. And I told her this hobby has really helped me with that. And so she got her daughter into doing that. And then from that point, Sheila started collecting and she fell in love with it. And now I've got her in it, doing it. So it can be therapy. It can be a way to help you with going on in your personal life. It can, I know it helps me.
It's true.
People. So that I do want to get out, that there's, everybody's remedy to their anxiety and depression may not be a doll hobby, but it was mine. And so anytime I can pass it on to someone and say, hey, I use this, it's really helped.
I agree. I fully agree. I'm glad you brought that up because, like I've said in previous videos, I'm always talking to my mom, my aunt about being able to, get some dolls, even if it's just one, and just, take some photos. It doesn't have to be professional or anything like that. It's just something that allows you to be able to hone your creativity in, and, whatever stress that you had, you're able to, just allow it to just dissipate and flow so that you can be able to get on with the rest of your day. It really is. Because I remember when I was teaching prior to homeschooling, but I was teaching in the school system, I would come in from work and I would literally just get on my PlayStation and just play. And that was before I knew, same thing here, before I even knew about the doll community. And I still had Barbies and they were in my box, but I needed something to de-stress with.
Right.
And now I don't really do the PlayStation, but I do have my dolls that I'm able to do different things with. Like, even if I don't take a picture for the day, like yesterday, I pulled her out and made her a new outfit, got her hair together, put some curls in there, and it just felt relaxing. It was just something that de-stressed me and allowed me to be able to get away from the reality of my kids running everywhere and doing stuff. And so it felt really comforting. So even if I'm not able to get on there and actually build the storyline, being able to, do something as far as just like manipulating their hair and changing their clothes is a comfort, and also it helps build up the next idea for my storyline. Because if I'm just sitting up there, just thinking about it, then it can become stressful. But then sometimes we're just touching on them and then it's like, oh, okay, I know what I'm going to do next.
I thought I was the only one that did that. I was telling Sheila this the other day when you said that, like picking up the doll and not necessarily taking a picture of it or having anything to do with your Dollstagram. It was almost like I had a bad day at work the other day, and I just came in and I pulled one out of the drawer and I just kind of held it a little bit and just kind of sat in my office, which is where I'm at now, and just kind of distressed. It was almost like, I don't know, but it was a comfort, I guess. Like you said.
Yes.
I didn't have to take a picture. I didn't have to do anything. I just needed to just sit still for a minute. And that's always been my calming spot now since I've learned that. So, I was on, medication to try to help this, and that. And then I just said, I don't like the way it feels. I don't like this and that. And I just got off of that. That's been years ago. And so this hobby, going on collecting now for me about 10 years, it's helped. I have to say, hello, I made it better too.
Yes, hello, how are you? I agree. I fully agree. I had some anxiety issues with just life, period. When you've had enough go on in life, eventually, your nerves and stuff are going to start getting to you. And I think that those of us who do join into the doll community, there's something just a little bit more, how can I put it, without excluding anyone else. It's just that there's something very special about us as far as just like our sensitivity level even, and the way that we may take things a little bit deeper on than what someone else may, like some things that some people go through, they may be able to just shrug it off. It's not a real big deal. But if we hear something that's on the news even, and it has nothing to do with us specifically, but it can still impact us and just kind of have us down for the rest of our day, because this other country's going through this, or these people are going through, and it really hits harder. So I believe that us being able to have access to our dolls and being able to create the storyline or create the dresses and kin clothes or whatever the case may be for your specific doll account, it does help us with our anxiety or our depression or whatever we're going through, as far as helping us to not overthink,
Right.
so that we can be able to get through the rest of our day or our week.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you on that. Well, let's see here. What would you say is the pros or cons to having multiple characters? Like, do you think that it's better just to really have your main focus be with your one, like with Ivy and Titus, or is it better to have a wide range of characters?
I mean, it's easier for me. You know, I only have 2 dolls to pull out than to shuffle. Like I said, this is just me. Everybody else can do it perfectly. When it comes to that, but it's easier for me because it's less stress. I can pull them out, have them embrace, take a photo. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much to it. Now I have introduced other dolls and I gave them names and occupations. I haven't woven them into in a storyline per se. Trying to work on that with the camper and with the snack truck, but it's easier for me right now to just focus on the minimum amount of dolls for me. Everybody else, like I said, they can do it perfectly. So yeah, for me, yeah, 2 doll minimum maybe.
I agree. For me, I kind of like keep my core base. Like my main core is Nita and Tony. And then from there, we see Gloria and Raymond, who's their counselor, you know, their psychologist. But yeah, she has her own personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I plan on introducing one other character that's associated to Gloria, as far as helping her to be able to deal with her personal issues, so that she can help strengthen Nita and Tony and what they're going through. So I really try to look at mine like a soap opera almost. And I use the example like with Young and the Restless, because you have Victor and you have Victor Newman, and then you have who is it? Nikki, his wife, and then you have their kids, and I can't think of their name right now.
Yeah, Nick.
I can't think of their name, but the 2 kids, Nicholas and Victoria. There we go, Nicholas and Victoria. So then and then like Nicholas got married to Sharon, so then you have her whole storyline that she's going through, and then Nikki ended up divorcing Victor and got with Jack. And so everyone was really connected, though, to this hub, because regardless if you were in the family or not, you may have worked for the company. So that's what I look at with mine. And then I do have so many other dolls that I'm like, you know what, these dolls will just be for like whenever they have a party.
Right.
So you'll see them at this Christmas party or this holiday event, but they're not going to be like my main focus, because I don't want to confuse myself. And then I don't want to have my readers be like, okay, who is this? What's going on right here? And I have to go all the way back to the very beginning to try to figure out what's going on. So I want them to go back to the beginning if they are just like really interested in the storyline, where they're like, oh, this is good, I want to go back. But I don't want them to go back because they got lost.
Right.
So I try to just really keep it to the main hub of Nita, Tony, and Gloria and Raymond. Mm-hmm. And then anyone else that's involved in the storyline is just there for that support, for to help move the storyline along. But I'm really, like I said, I'm interested in this camper stuff. But
me too. It's back before it's been there. I haven't pulled it out since I cleaned it and took a couple of pictures. Maybe one with that and one with the snack truck. But I need to get on the ball. But working.
Well, I think with the warm weather, that's when we're going to be able to see. I want to see how it works out. Mm-hmm.
Do something with him, kind of like, cleaning the truck, working on it, getting it spruced up for spring. You know what I'm saying? Like getting the storyline built. But yeah, I'm still working on that. And the other 2 dolls that I had in the camper, I think Saki, I don't know if I'm going to leave them there. So I don't know about the camper. So I didn't change my mind about that.
And that's the thing about it. There's so much that you don't know until you're actually doing it. Right. And I think like with some people, they're able to actually write a script beforehand. And I think that's great. But I'll have like a mental idea of what I'm going to do outline wise. And then I'll take some pictures, but I won't know specifically what I'm going to do with those pictures or what the character's going to say until I'm ready to actually post it.
That's kind of like.
Do you write a script with yours?
No, I'm just like you. Like I may pull them out, like I said, and take a picture of them, exactly what you said, and then it'll come to me like, okay. No, I just kind of go random. You know, if I know like I'm getting up and going shopping later on in the day with my husband, I may have to get up and be like, you know, I'm going shopping with administration today or whatever, something like that. I don't really. I don't stress out about it like I used to when I had storylines. It's so much easier for me now to just put her in an outfit, pose her, and be done. It's easier.
I understand that. I agree. Now, like with the last one that I just did with the mother-in-law, I already had like in my mind about being able to about how that scene would flow, but I didn't get enough time in my day to actually post the pictures because my husband and I we have 9 kids,
Right.
so and then we homeschool, so it gets really really busy, and then I get tired. And I'm like, and you just, creatively, you're just drained and you don't really feel like trying to dig up a dialogue. So I had the pictures in there for quite some time. Didn't know if I was going to use it. Didn't know how I was going to use it. Then Valentine's Day came up and I was like, okay, that would be an awesome time to be able to post those on there because it is a relatable storyline. I relate, and I was even DM'd by a couple people that was like, oh, this is spot on, been through that. So I was like, this is the perfect time to put that on there during Valentine's, and it just worked out that way. But it was not my intent initially to have that be the storyline.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So you just, as a storyline creator, if that's something that you want to go into, sometimes you just have to let it flow, and actually that would even help you with your writer's block. If you go ahead and use that holiday, or if somebody has an event, you use that event as a way for your character to be able to get the scene done. I say do it.
I may try to branch out and because I have like I have about 300 dolls, but I downsized.
Oh my Lord.
I downsized because I've sold some and gave some away, and so I try to downsize, and then I would miss that doll and go right back and buy him or her again, and in the first place. But I do want to showcase some more of my dolls and put them in a storyline. So I don't know. You got me thinking now. I might try to make some more storylines, detailed storylines. I may try that. And
Most definitely.
Tap into them, not do them maybe like every time I take a photo, but just kind of tap into them every now and again. I may try that.
Well, I'm looking forward to what you do with that. But yeah, $300. That's nice. Now, do you have them do you have a specific area where they're at, like
in my office? My hobby.
They're all in your.
It's my hobby has taken over our office. Like this side here, it's just office stuff where my phone is setting. The back side is my doll stuff, and then the closet in this room.
Okay.
It's a lot. I'm too embarrassed.
Now, see, with mine, I have to lock up mine. I have some of them that are running around here loose, but for the most part, they're locked up because my kids will get to them.
Yeah.
So I have to put them up because I don't want my kids getting to them or deciding to do makeovers themselves with them. So they are put up for a reason. So when I get back to them, they're fine. And I don't always like doing that because when I grew up, I always kept my dolls on my dresser. They were always out and exposed and being showcased. And now I have to keep them in. And I'm like, this is for your protection. And when we get a studio, I'll be able to let you come out all the time. But right now, this is the best place for you. So I really do. I think that being able to have them out also kind of helps you develop your storyline. But you have to do what's going to be best for you to keep your dolls intact. You really do.
Well, we don't have any kids, but we have two dogs, and um, I keep them my dolls in a those plastic drawers. I have those. But then my husband brought me a sewing machine for Christmas, so it's on the wall too, along with the camper and the truck, and everything's just kind of sliding over onto this side of the office. So it's getting a little bit compact in here, but I'm gonna try to work on it and declutter this weekend. Trying to get this stuff straightened
Oh,
out.
it happens. It happens. The dolls, they take over. They do with all their accessories and stuff. I have even gotten to be able to showcase the accessories that they have, or the, like their kitchen stuff and the nursery stuff. They do. They take over. And that's one of the other things that you do have to realize when you collect dolls. They will take over.
Yeah.
Question. I don't even know what number this is, but the next question. How do you feel about being able to grow your Instagram account following with a storyline? Do you think that it's easy or challenging? Is that
I
like even a main focus for you?
like, do I want to make stories so I can get more followers? Basically, is that what you're asking? I can. It was kind of breaking up for me. Is that what you were
Okay,
asking?
no, no, no. Are you, when you do your storyline, are you doing it for the following? Or are you just doing it because I just really want to release this story that's in me?
No, I just want to do it because I love it. Or release a story or something that's on my mind. Basically, that's it. I'm grateful for my followers, but this is mostly for an outlet for me. And if someone else appreciates that, great. You know, um, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, on here, um, what can I say? There has been, I've met a lot of great people, a lot of wonderful people, and then there have been some people that have just been rude for whatever reason. Um, and that's fine. I have everything on my page. I try to keep it cool. I try to be friendly to everybody. If you like my content, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But you know, I don't know. Some people can be rude. That's all I'll say.
I believe that's more of the challenge with storylines, as far as and of course I'd have to get, you know, I'd have to be in dialogue with other people who do random pictures or who do fashion pictures and see where they're at with it. But for my own personal experience, when it comes to storylines, it's almost like if I write something, I I have to be conscientious of how the other, how my readers are going to take it,
Mm-hmm.
and not even so much as people dropping off as followers, because I've had that happen, and that's okay. That's okay. If it doesn't really pertain to you, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. But then I had some people join because of the storyline. But
Right.
I write it just based off of the story that's inside of me that I want to release. That I just need to get out because it's there creatively.
Okay.
But I try not to do it in a way where I'm thinking constantly about, like, will people like it? Will they like it? Because then I won't write it at all.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And that's why I keep mine just short and simple. For, like I said, for my benefit, because I get right sometimes. So I'm gonna try to venture back out into that. But yeah, I just do it mostly for myself, and that's who I do it for.
I agree. I fully agree. And my main thing with today was just really let people know that no matter how you do your storyline, be it with your photos or with the dialogue, just knowing that you can be able to do it.
Right.
Because just like you said, you look all around you, with the TV, when you're out and about, you're looking at how people interact. You're observing their behaviors and their physical body language to be able to put that into your storylines. It doesn't have to be me just anticipating how my life is going to flow for me to be able to write it down and do it, because it doesn't always have to go by what your life story is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to tell
I'm
our viewers?
I'm just pretty. I'm glad for all of my. Uh, hey, King Legacy. I'm just glad for the opportunity to meet so many nice people. You. and several other people that I have met and I communicate with on a regular basis. I'm just appreciative of this dog community. I love this hobby. I'll continue to love this hobby. And even when the sun comes out and we're COVID free, hopefully, fingers crossed, and everybody's able to get
Yes.
in, I will still, hopefully, everybody will be going to the conventions. And I think there's a Barbie truck that travels around and stuff like that. So hopefully, everybody can get out and we would meet. We're fairly close. So, maybe when
Yes.
it clears up, we can get out and meet and take pictures with our mini me's and
Yes.
good, I know, and just have fun. So, hi, King Legacy.
Hello.
Um, so yeah, that's
And I agree with you. You said something so key, being able to have fun. Being able to have fun, and like you said, being able to anticipate the fun that we're going to have once when all these sanctions get lifted, so we can just really be able to explore our dog community even more than what we do right now.
right.
So I really don't have anything else extra to add. My main thing is just letting everybody know that you can write. It doesn't really matter if you do it with dialogue or if you do it with pictures. If you have another way that you're able to communicate your vision, go ahead and do that. I also want to put a plug in for my sis. I didn't get a chance to do that for My Little Curvy World. My Little Curvy World has an Etsy shop. I want to put that out there. But I also want to put out here that House of Eklon, you and your sister, correct?
Yes.
Have the Southern Hicks, two Southern Hicks.
Yes, two Southern Hicks. We're making bedding. Right now we're starting to make bedding and we're going to work our way up to doing dog clothes and other things, accessories like that. So we're still working on that.
Okay, awesome. So check out their page. You have Swirl for You, House of Eklon. Those are the two pages, two separate pages. And then you have the page, Two Southern Hicks. And then you also have the Etsy shop. Now, is the Etsy already open?
I think so. I think Sheila already started that. So yeah, I think so.
Okay, and that's Two Southern Hicks. So definitely putting out that buzz for you so that you can continue to get that support and love. And I want to thank you for joining today. I'm hoping that you guys got some more information about being able to do storyline creation. If you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask My Little Curvy World. You can ask House of Eklon. We're just throwing in all these different names just in case somebody's new to it and they're like, I have no clue. You can go ahead and talk to one of us. We'll give you whatever we know. Check out our pages, see if it helps you any.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun.
I thank you too. I'm looking forward to what you do, with your storyline and with the pictures. I'm looking forward to who's going to be a main focus along with Ivy. So I'm here for it. You know it. I'm already here for it. Oh, you go ahead. You have a good day today. Happy Friday.
You too, hon. Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.